So I got the 4K of Train to Busan Presents Peninsula in the mail to review from Welgo USA. And when I got it, I realized I haven't actually watched Train to Busan, which I've had for a while. I never got around to watching. So I want to do a review here for Train to Busan, which is going to be up the same time as the Peninsula review. So if you don't want to see this, then you can find this video. They're probably both up right now anyway. But Train to Busan, I heard a bunch of good things about it, and I finally checked it out. This is a Korean film, I'm pretty sure. Let me look at it on the back. Yeah, it's Korean. I guess South Korea. There's a guy who's kind of like always, caught up in his work, and it's his daughter's, I think it's her birthday, and all she wants is to go to Busan and see her mom. But as you can imagine, zombies just break out, and they're infected, however you want to look at it. That stuff's going on, and they get on a train going to Busan. It becomes overran by them, and them and a few select other characters have to try to fight their way to survival to find Busan, who they hear has it under control. So that's the gist of it. It's hard to stand out when you're a zombie movie these days, but this one really does, and I think like primarily the reason that it does is because it all takes place on this train, which is a unique setting. Kind of reminds you of Snowpiercer in some ways, although Snowpiercer didn't have zombies. But this thing kind of reminds you of that. Little Dawn of the Dead feel to remake Dawn of the Dead because it is running zombies. But there's a lot of really cool scenes that happen with these zombies. And I know most of it's CGI written when it comes to that. But there's just like piles and piles of zombies that pop up from time to time. And there's some good gore. It really pulls at your heartstrings for the most part because there's some very bad things that happen. So some people that you kind of care about because the movie does a good job of making you care about characters. So be prepared for those. And like I said, the violence is top notch, and there's some really cool things they do, maybe some different things they do too, because we learn when the train goes under a tunnel that these things, when they can't see anything, don't really do anything. So that's kind of new for zombies. So that's a different thing. And like I said, it's kind of like a comic book movie in some ways, because you build up to this one big thing, but only that's like just part of the way, because you got more stuff going on. You know, like comic book movies, it leads to this big battle like halfway, and then it just leads to something else to finish out the movie. This one leads up to a certain goal for these people on the train, and then it just kind of goes on into something else. But it's one that makes you care about the characters. I'm late to the party on this. You guys probably already know this, but it makes you care about the characters. It's got some good scenes, some action scenes, great zombie action here, if you want to say that. Great zombie action. Plenty of cool scenes to it, plenty of good characters. When you need to be emotionally invested in them, they make you emotionally invested in them. So it definitely lives up to its reputation as being one of the greater zombie/infected movies of recent memory, and I would give it a 4 out of 5. And this, of course, is from Welgo USA. It's been out for a while. I think there's even a prequel out. It's like an animated prequel. But this is English dubbed, if you don't want to watch it with the original language. Has behind the scenes, that's a rap featurette, and like I said, this trailer and English language is available. So this is Train to Busan. If you've heard how good it is, and you just so like me on watching it, then I suggest going to get it. I think it's relatively cheap, and one of the better zombie movies to come out in the past 10 years probably. So give it a watch, and get it a watch definitely before you watch the new Peninsula, which we'll talk about next.